Hey there, Drawyah here, and welcome back to XPen 11, and welcome back to another premiere, this one being the final one of our saga to the USA. So today taking flight with BA Cityflyer on a trip from here in Frankfurt over to London City Airport. As you guys know, last night I flew with Lufthansa on board on their 747-8s from Washington ULEZ back to Frankfurt, so I've had about 3 hours now at this airport. Now, get myself ready to board this aeroplane. We're at a remote stand, one of the Victor stands. This is 115 we're at right now. And yeah, ready ourselves for our departure. So again, being a premiere, this is not a live stream. You can track this flight in real life either on Flight Radar with their link in the chat or down the description below. There's a link in there. And yeah, make my way back over to London. I've been to the city airport once in the past. I flew there with Alitalia from Linate. But unfortunately it was a Runway 27 arrival, not the 09. I'd love to get a 09 arrival, get a view of all the sites down low. Of course, also the Canary Wharf skyscrapers on the final approach in. I'd love to do it one day, I'd love to do it today. Looking at the weather, probably not going to be the case, but you never know. Luck may be on my side, but again, if I can get a 09 approach into the city one day, I'd be so happy. Yeah, apart from that, let's jump on cockpit and let's set everything up for our departure today. So, the aircraft would have flown into Frankfurt this morning, so it left City on a morning flight, get all the business people in to Frankfurt, and now preparing for its return journey back to London. So everything's up for the turnaround, so we've got everything automatic and the fuel pump's already active, all looking good. Which means in my case, it's just a nice and simple process to get the flight management computer configured and the aircraft set up for departure. The MCDU on the Embraer 145 and 190 family, I'm not a fan. I can understand it to the basic level, but it's not my favourite tool in the world. Departing Echo Delta to Foxtrot, arriving Echo Golf Lima Charlie. It's very procedural, and I'll show you how it works on the routes input. But just for that, let's set up PACX and let's set up the sound boarding. So flight time. So Frankfurt to City, BA 8733. Call sign is Flyer 64 Quebec. 30,000 crews, 1 hour and 10 on the flight time, departure approximately, so departure's at 35 past, time right now is 1 o'clock 14, so we've got exactly 20 minutes to our scheduled departure time. Embraer 195, we'll keep it as that I guess for now, if that's no right. We'll go to Embraer 190, and the passenger count today is 87. No Wi-Fi, no entertainment, no body music. We have got a British Airways Cityflyer briefing, not exactly appropriate for Flyer, which uses the smaller aircraft as opposed to the wide bodies, but for British Airways it shall do. Yes to snacks, no meal service, cut flight numbers will continue, and start boarding on that. Head over to Sam, open the window, and then just straight away start loading through pre-flights. So that's all imported from SimBrief. Load the aeroplane, takes about 6 minutes to complete that, 6.5 minutes, just fine. Frankfurt to City, BA 8733, Flyer 64 Quebec call sign. That's just current information at the airport. That's the cruising at 320. So, back to FMS, and let's plug in our route. So we're going to add a route to waypoints. We're going to import our first waypoint today, which is going to be Sobra, Sierra, Oscar, Bravo, Romeo, Alpha. Save. Not yet. So the city altitude of flight level 320, so 50,000 feet. Save that. Right, Airways. I'm going to fly the Yankee 180 Airway to Bitsbu. So it's going to be one of these two. I believe it's the Alkic routing. Yes, it is. Bitsbu. From Bitsbu, we then fly the Yankee 181. And that takes us to Dimor. Following is the Mike 624. And that goes to Bub, which is on the Ritex routing. From there we go Lima 608, and that takes us to Summum, and then that's the end of our flight plan there. Back to the MCD index. We'll set up our departure shortly, so let's have a quick look at the ATIS information for the route today. The time, well, Frankfurt ATIS information right now is on frequency 118.030. There's ATC at the moment. Hopefully, this means up 118. That's navigation, what comms? 118. 03. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, Tech doesn't quite have the 3 decimal point for the ATC there, so we have the ATIS for Frankfurt information. Delta's active. Can I put in the ATIS frequency? ATC messaging, TCAS, ATIS. No, fair enough. Okay, right, that's fine, we'll just read it out. So, information, Delta's currently active. Departure runway is 25 centre or 18. Let's go for runway 25 centre. Touching altitude 7,000 feet. Question, initial climb 7,000, transition is 5,000. Expected independent parallel approaches on F, that's fine. That's looking good. So, runway 25 centre is our runway for departure, which is the same like flight plan on the top 6 per departure. So that's the runway. Runway 25 centre. And it's Sid, the Sopra 6 Pepper. Sober. There you go, Sober 6 Pepper. Cool. MCD index. And execute. Head to progress. Flight plan. And now our flight plan has been input. It's not the. I'm not the biggest fan of the MCD in this airplane, but I can understand how it works. Right, so let's read passenger ourselves now, and let's plug it. Well, let's also out our departure. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. British Airways flight 8733 from Frankfurt to London City Airport. Flight time about an hour and 10 minutes, just in the final stage of ready aircraft departure, and hopefully airborne in around 15 minutes or so. Now there's no weather for you at Heathrow. Few low clouds are being reported, but the rain has since stopped. There were some storms this morning, but they seem to have now passed. Around 70 degrees centigrade currently being reported, with highs of about 23, 24 this afternoon. But for the most part, it should be a relatively cool day. Whilst you sit to your seats, leave your bags under the seats in front of you or overhead locker. Any questions, speak to cabin crew. Otherwise, sit back, relax, and enjoy your flights on board with us today. Right, so our packs to figure out the message there, when complete. Thank you very much, cabin crew. That was very quick. I won't use this for frequency tuning because, of course, that doesn't have the 3 decimal points. And therefore, probably just use IVAO to do the transition straight away. So, complete to Frankfurt. That transition across, and very shortly we'll request our clearance. I'd say we'll wait for PACX to finish his message first.
We ask that you make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your larger devices are now shut down and stowed. If you have not already, please fasten your seatbelt and verify it is low and tight.
It's got some luggage still boarding into the aircraft, that'll be finished quite soon. At the front, passengers still boarding the airplane, again, it's going to have to be finishing quite soon. There we go, message for the cabin. There we go. Yeah, trying to figure out what phone number was today. 8733. Cool. Right, so Rostand Victor 115, information Delta, let's do this. Hello there, Frankfurt approach. This is Flyer 64 Quebec and Victor 115 at Frankfurt, requesting our clearance to London City Airport. We have information Delta. Flyer 64 Quebec. Obviously he's never heard of Flyer. Alright, give him a second to catch up. Yeah, Flyer's not a normal call sign. You know, it's going to be, Speedbird British Bravo Alpha Whiskey is what most aircraft will use. The Flyer, Foxtrot Echo.
Flyer
64 separate thing.
Copy.
Flyer 64 Quebec is ready to copy.
Flyer 64 Quebec, correction 64 Quebec, cleared to Echo Lima, correction Echo Golf Lima Charlie via Sopra 7 Foxtrot departure route, runway 25 center, after flat route, initial climb 5,000 feet, score contest.
Flyer 64 Quebec is cleared to destination London City, Echo Golf Lima Charlie. This will be over the Sober 7 Foxtrot departure, runway 25 center, initial climb 5,000 feet, walking 1,000. If they change our departure, have they? Sid, do we have a Sober 7 Foxtrots? We do. Right, so let's that instead. Sid is stored, return and execute. Bypass initiated because reasons. There's also SID is still the same, so that's fine. Progress, flight plan, that's all in place. Yeah, that's fine. We'll go with that. Cool. So what I'm going to do now is thank you, also finish our boarding. Set squawk 1000. Do we have a FMS? Can I? Right, with navigation. Squawking 1000. It's there, which accepted. That's our type. That's our call. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'll leave that on the progress page, start the APU now. That for a few seconds. Now starting here, it ought to be external, and then from the cockpit, APU gauge starts to increase. Let that stabilize. Overhead panel, switch the bleeds over to the APU, and sets the APU generator to on, GPU generator off, get rid of view, and menu, ground power unit we can get rid of. Altitude initial 5,000 feet, so set that. Yaw damper comes on, FMS source set. Now allow the navigation and VNav to activate as soon as we are on the autopilot. Battery source comes on. So at this point in time, what I can also do is set the right time to about 3,000 feet if I need that. Yeah, passive finish boarding. We're all pretty much ready to go. So as long as I'm happy with the aircraft configuration, which I hope I am, because again I'm not super. I mean, the Embraers who have aircraft, they're not my kind of main for like. They're not my top tier. Like I know everything about this airplane. I can fly self-mission no problems. There's always gonna be things with these aircraft I'm always having to kind of think back on myself for. But as long as everything looks vaguely correct, which it does to me, yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. Let's prepare for push and start. So we'll get Sam to prepare ourselves for departure. So pre-flight, loading finish, start the flight. Factory all the vehicles away from us. Flyer 64 Quebec, Stand Victor 115 is ready for push and start.
Flyer 64 Quebec, pushback approved, facing west.
Pushback approved, facing west for Flyer 64 Quebec. Right, nice and easy today. So grab the better pushback, pre-plan pushback, and facing the west. So
approach 12900 and flight level 125, descending to flight level 100, proceeding direct to Delta Foxtrot 622.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
Yeah, straight away now, so start the pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Toes driving up.
Beacon lights on to blank radio OG, start the engines. Run the AP generator, distance from the ground. Get rid of the rest of the ground equipment.
Expect runway 25 left to 12900.
Yeah, we did use that's it, pounds, that's fine. Yeah, so I'm using what's it called, the SAM add-on to control all of our speeds, altitudes, weights and fuels for us, so hopefully should have an effect on the aircraft. Total fuel in kilos is 4915, which in pounds is 10835. 10838, that's fine, so the aircraft has stood up correctly. Cool. Target's in position. It's a cute little thing, that, look at it.
Okay, all doors and hatches
Look at that!
ready to connect.
That's not a pushback tug. That is not a pushback tug. Set parking brake. Is it not set? Interesting. Should have been set.
Winching strap and adapter in position. Release parking brake when you're ready to start pushback.
Right, parking brake released. Let's do it, shall we? Aircraft being winched. God, look at that thing. That's not a pushback tug.
Starting pushback.
That's a Lego model.
The engines.
Right, engine startup, nice and easy. So, fuel bus all set to auto, engine generators is active, everything is set as it requires. So all we've got to do is head over to the switch down below, set the ignition to auto and engine to hold start. Hold that until the until the M1 comes to life. So N2 is fine, N1 right that hit 10. Now release and close the hatch. Wait for it to stabilise. Engine 1 do the same. Holds the switch. Aircraft initialise, N2 increase, M1 will start. Wait that around 10. And then we can release and close.
To explain the emergency procedures on this British Airways aircraft. The captain and the crew are here for your safety.
So, safety briefing now starts.
Pay attention and follow
Status. Certified controls flow, we can do the flight control checks in a second.
Insert the metal tag into the buckle and tighten
Engine stable.
on the loose end. To unfasten, simply lift up the metal flap on the buckle and pull apart. You'll find the seatbelt sign in the panel above your head.
So AP generator, or set the engine to both, AP generator off, APU stop, leads on, PACX clear that.
Life jacket is either beside or underneath your seat. To use it, take it out of the container and place it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist and tie them securely in a double bow at your side. Inflate your life jacket when you leave the aircraft. We will supply
Operation
lifeboats for
complete.
babies and
Please
life
set
jackets
parking
for
brake.
children.
Parking brake sets.
In the unlikely
Disconnecting
event
tow.
of the aircraft
Stand by.
having to make an emergency landing, you'll be told to take this protective brace position. But when seated facing rearwards in Club World, you must adopt this position. We will now explain how to leave the aircraft in an emergency. Move quickly to the closest usable exit.
So now we're looking
nothing
for
with
the
High heel shoes must be
ground
taken
test
off
disconnect.
as they may tear the evacuation slide. Emergency lighting, including floor
Ah,
level
forgot
lighting,
about that.
will help you
In the
find your way
next one
to
set,
exit.
stop. Can we force it away? No, we can't, so we have to kill it through the plug-in admin.
There are
Slightly
two
annoying.
exits at the rear
Right.
of the aircraft and two at the front of
Let's
each
push
cabin
that.
section.
Push that one.
Your crew
Cool.
will now point out the
Go.
exits nearest to you.
So another the altimeter. Altimeter today is 1013. Okay, standard altimeter for the watch today.
Doors automatically inflate
Switch
the
over
evacuation
to
signs.
where is
The
it?
signs can also be inflated by pulling this handle.
Delta Echo
Jump
Triple
onto the
Yankee,
side
Roger,
and
squawk
move away from the
4451.
aircraft. If the aircraft has landed on water, these slides detach to form rafts. As you leave the aircraft, inflate your life jacket
I'll
by
switch
pulling
from,
the red tag. If necessary, blow into this mouthpiece to top up the air.
Come on, switch from inches to
The life jacket is fitted
there.
with a light
Cool.
and a whistle.
Right, so 1013 set.
Delta Echo Triple Yankee,
Your oxygen mask
identified,
is
climb
behind the
5
panels
feet,
above
entering
your
airspace
head.
Charlie approved,
If the
proceed
cabin
direct
air
to read,
system
VOR,
So wait for the controller
direct flight
to
pickup.
finish contacting, and then we'll request our own taxi to the runway.
Please note that the bag does not inflate. Place it over your mouth and nose.
Flyer
and adjust
Cityflyer
the
Quebec
bag to
is ready
secure
to
it,
taxi.
then breathe normally. Do make sure your own mask is correctly fitted before helping anyone else. In some areas, you release the mask by pulling on this coloured streamer.
64 Quebec, Roger, taxi holding point runway 25 center, via November 1 and Lima 1, report ready for departure.
Taxi to holding points from a 25 centre via November 1 and Lima 1 for reports when ready to depart via Cityflyer Quebec. Right, point brake released.
Roman Air 229 is already
Taxi
4,000
lights
feet, Kinech 101.
set.
Text messages remain off
24,000
for the
feet,
flight.
Connect 1013,
Only items with a
19290.
flight safe mode should have this feature enabled now.
Very
Some
quiet in the
electronic
cockpit, I must say.
devices can be used
Almost
once
too
per
quiet. I
airborne.
recommend boost the sound of this aeroplane.
Life magazine. Take care your hand baggage isn't
How do you maximum sound this thing? Sound.
Exits.
There we go.
It must be put under the seat in front of you or in an overhead locker. But place items in the locker carefully, as they may fall and injure
Right,
someone.
factual check. I did that, didn't I?
As we
Oman Air
prepare for
2290,
takeoff,
am I cleared
please
for
make sure
ILS?
that your tray table is put away, your seat is
Oman Air
upright, and your
2290,
armrest is
negative, call you
down.
back.
Please stow your individual video screen and footstool if you have them.
Cool,
Finally,
functions are good.
take a look at the safety
Put you
card
back
in the seat
onto
pocket.
status.
If you have any questions,
And let's put your
please
nappy on
ask
to
your crew.
navigation mode. Also go
hope
to
you
plan
have a
mode, go step by step on the
relaxed
flight
and
plan.
enjoyable
So flight plan go up and down. Actually, our routing to London City today. That should be okay. Because again, I'll give Embraer a credit. Their modular flight planning is actually pretty good when it comes to making it easy. Well, totally for ease of use and actually creating the flight plan. I just hate everything else about it.
The cabin is ready for
Alright,
takeoff.
so we've got the ground charts available for Frankfurt, November, onto November 1.
Oman Air 2290, zero turn left heading to 80,
God,
cleared
this
LS
looks
approach
like a
runway
truck.
25 left.
There we go.
Heading 280, cleared LS approach runway 25 left, Oman Air 2290.
Hang on, bear with me, I made a slight error. I'm going to the right hand turn. November 3, November 2, November 1. Okay, no, I can work around that. A little bit too far on the November. Stop for us. You're thinking about it. Yeah, so let's cut us through. There we go. What I can also do is if I head over to initialization, back, set up our departure. So we're doing that on performance. Flap sets 1, 2,
Delta
3,
Echo
4,
Triple Yankee, you're
1.
ready to copy.
Right, so flap set to 1. Trim needs to be up 1.5. B1142, right 145, V2 149. 149 set onto the speed.
Echo Delta Delta Foxtrot Frankfurt via Ried, thereafter flight planned route. Yeah, maintain 5,000 feet, IVAO stops now.
Delta Echo 290, cleared Frankfurt. Offsetting route, you are, flight plan.
Right, holding Lima 1.
IVAO stop, maintaining 5,000 feet.
Very shortly. Progress our departure
Oman Air
intentions.
2290, zero, wind 140 degrees, 7 knots, runway 25 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 25 left, Oman Air 2290.
Flare 64 Quebec, are you ready?
Fly 64 Quebec, standby. Which I'm fully ready. So, no departure performance, that's all fine. Offline V2, that's fine. That's, yeah, nope. As far as I'm concerned. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that's us good to go. 564 Quebec, we are ready to depart.
Flare 64 Quebec, wind 140 degrees, 7 knots, runway 25 center, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 25 enter, fly 64 Quebec. Cabin crew, please take your seats for departure. Cabin crew, please take your seats for departure. Nice, enter the runway. Go for a nice rolling takeoff today. And get ourselves out of here as soon as we can. So I managed to just hit 35 now, so show departure is, well, about a minute 16 ago, which isn't too far off. And the actual flight itself is only an hour and 10 minutes. It's not a particularly long flight, this one. Should get to the city pretty much on time today. Right, throttle's 45. 1 and 2 stable. Get out of there, shall we? 60 knots. 80 knots. V1 rotates.
V1.
Oh,
Rotate.
no,
V2.
there. Oh well, V2. Positive rate of climb, gear up. Flaps up. Auto throttle armed. Let's have the vertical speeds. Set the navigation sets. Left hand turn. Let's now follow the right direction for a little bit.
Six for Quebec, identified climb flight level 110.
Flight level 110, flight test for Quebec. There we go. Bit of a wonky departure, but we're running it stable. Altitude sets to 1000. That's autopilot on. But yeah, I'm just joking for us now because I don't trust myself. So vertical speed to holding. Autopilot active with the navigation in place. That sets to the FMS. So that's our flight plan around. If we go over to map modes, should hopefully give us the routing. Doesn't. Where's our routing gone? Right into the menu. Progress. Where's our flight plan? Oh my gosh, it's removed the flight plan at some points. Route edit, it's all there. Okay, execute the flight plan. Let's just kick it back into life again. Progress, flight plan, that's all in place. Inbound to. Bear with me. Mess something up big time. Just go straight to sober at this point. Right, scroll, fly direct. There we go. Right. If you can't tell, the Embraer 195 is not my main aircraft for flying.
Delta Echo Triple Yankee, do you request vectoring for ILS?
We're airborne. We are flying.
Delta Echo
See
Triple
how
Yankee,
fuel, hold 250 knots, continue our climb out.
Unicom 1 to do destination.
Over to the com, 1 to just wait for flyer 6 Quebec. Thank you very much, bye bye. Right, over to the com.
Oh, my altitude.
Set altitude now to cruising altitude of 32,000 feet. Cool. Yeah, we're airborne, we're alive, that's all that matters right now. Hopefully approaching the city shouldn't be too difficult on our parts. So at some point in the flight we'll configure the approach into London. Apart from that, presets check, everything's okay. Navigation. FMS, we'll keep an update on the progress of flights now flying direct to Sobra. To be fair, when I said I made a mistake, it didn't actually look too bad of one. Essentially we just kind of flew Runway heading and just on the right hand side gets us back onto the flight path direct. Minor little change, that's not the end of the world. I've done worse. 10,000 feet, 11 lights come off and then set them on.
10,000 feet. You may now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to please on fast plug not concentrate. Shall we board middle up?
Otherwise, yeah. Stop. London. I will say, it's a very pretty aeroplane this from X-Craft. It's one that I'd like to spend more time kind of learning to fly, learning to do right. It's not inherently difficult, it's just more kind of my own incompetence and knowing how to fly it. I've got the basics down, but I would like to learn a little bit more. I mean, the alternative I guess for SFS would be the virtual coal Embraer, which is not particularly grand at an aeroplane. But yeah, so this is not one I think I'll pick up anytime soon. Above 10,000 can increase the speed. The aircraft has got VNAV functionality, but I'm not quite sure if, again, I've configured that right or not. Probably not. We'll hold maximal 6.8. I'm out. Version 5.8. Okay, 5.82. Passing 15,000 feet, 16,000 feet, correction. We're already on departure barometer 1013, so no need to change over the standards, we're already standard on the ground. Seatbelt signs now turn off since we're above 10,000, well, above 10,000 feet and on quite a smooth route at the moment, so seatbelt's off. And the passengers now roam around the cabin. Cool, what an aeroplane, what an aeroplane. So once I climb out, about an hour now to expected arrival into London City Airport. We'll get up to cruise, and then at some point soon after, configure the approach and prepare ourselves for the arrival into City Runway 09. So we are taking Runway 09 as our arrival today. Whether or not it's going to be that in real life, I don't know yet. Of course, 09 is the fun one, 09 is what we'd like to try and do. Passing 20,000 feet, flight level 200. Aircraft's on route, aircraft's on course. Yeah, apart from maybe a bit of low satisfaction for passengers, 89%. It's not terrible, yeah, I'm satisfied. I'll probably get a few shouts of extreme flying conditions for this flight. Again, that's just... I might watch back the departure again later on, actually see if there's potentially something I did quite well. There was something I did wrong, I've just done a bit more kind of what I did and how I could probably get around that to learn it. Because it's fun with an airplane, the Embraer. Again, even the FMS, I don't particularly like it, but it does work. And I do quite like the modular effects with it, and with Ryan down below. Yeah, so it's just basically to spend more time with the airplane and learn to get used to it, really. Let's go through the cabin, let's see who's on board our flight today. Who's our passengers on board today? So, let's find my seat quickly. If I do that, actually, my seat on board is going to be... I'm on the right-hand side, I believe. Flights... BA 8733, 17D I'm on, so the window seat on the right-hand side, 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. In my seat is Michaela Mendez, 24, travelling on business. Go through the cabin. Who else is on this flight today? Anyone we recognise? Let's have a quick look. No one straight away. Baptist Spender, nice name. No one straight away. Pretty average count. Rick Burns. Yeah, filmmaker, director. That was a name I definitely recognised. What did he do again? He did... yeah, he did New York. I do like my documentaries. And yeah, did quite a good historical thing on New York City, which is quite good. Cool, so now arriving at our cruising altitude, aircraft level off. Increase our speed and set that to a cruising speed of Mach decimal 79 today. There we go. Everything levels off, 32,000 holds. It's a slight increase now to get to our top speed for cruise. Not particularly long flights, like I say, the aircraft itself, the Embraer, very, very nippable, very, very speedy. Probably get to London. What's the max speed so it even holds? It can hold without any problems. The maximum altitude is the maximum. 7 knots our cruising speed today. Yeah, so far so good. So let's go back to the FMS. Let's go to the arrival index. So that's runway, which will be runway 09. And start. That shall be the Summum 1 Charlie.
In a few moments, we'll be starting our in-flight
Stored
service.
and
We'll be serving
executed.
complimentary drinking snacks. Please look in your feedback for our list of complimentary ingredients.
So I'm going to start it. So the waypoints. I can go back into progress, into flight plan, and then I go over to the plan modes. So go step by step again, and just see the flights progress the rest of the way in. So, Logan, Jacko. Is that the approach? We just have to play that to the charts. Show windows. Jacko. I'm going to change that. I don't actually agree with the star it's given me. Someone Charlie, not what I want. Let's have a look what else there is. Yeah, I was looking more of an odd leg. Yeah, let's have a look at an odd leg perhaps. So, return, arrival, star. Let's give us one. So, odd leg 1 Golf, or 1 Juliet unavailable. Don't want the Silver Exam Man, don't want the Sumu. What do we have available? We haven't. No, don't haven't. That's what I'm looking for. Right, okay, back to the charts. Right, Summon 1 Charlie 109, and I want to do that along the odd leg approach. 1 Golf, 1 Golf. That was difference from 1 Golf and Juliet's difference is. Well, so go from Babku straight to Rabsa. 1 Golf, 1 Golf, 1 Golf. Osvev, that is down there. Okay, 1 Juliet I want, cool. Insert that. MTD index. Execute. Now check the start. That's what I'm looking for. Right, okay. I'm going to get rid of you. Get rid of you. And get rid of you. Babku straight to Ravsa. Essentially, what the star does is it kind of gives you this extended path along the coast, creating space for the approach in. Let's go Jacko, straight to Babku, straight to Ravsa, and skip that, except a bit of length there. So go back to the index, head back to the progress. That should now start to make more sense to me. So if I go through all the waypoints again, yeah, that makes sense. Apart from that, I just hang on. Do I need to do it here as well? Deletes. Yeah, deletes. And deletes. Actually, put path in, and that's fixed to start off 09 and see start the runway, the approach, and land. Might also go to the approach because that also causes a bit of a pain there. Right, that's fine. Head over to the radios page. Nav 1 for the approach with pin. This is our charts. Approach charts, runway 09, pin that. Frequency is 11.15. That goes into U and U. Course 092. Right, 09 there, so 9192. I presume somewhere there's not showing switch back from FMS to the navigation. Again, problem is I don't know where. That's not difficult though, right. MTG index, autopilot. Again, that's what's GPS. Localizer are on, nice slope. Is that required? Cool. It's progress. Getting there, slowly. Let's have the JetBlue flight a couple days ago as well. But even then, that flight was a bit of a hit and miss at times. I think the departure a bit smoother on that trip, but ultimately, not the end of the world. Visual protections are in place at the very least. And water brake, set that to high for City Airport. Everything else is looking pretty good. So, proper cruise. Aircraft's flying pretty well for itself. Again, apart from a few teething issues, I've managed to get up in the air without too many problems. We're going to have to zoom out on the ND. Not the end of the world though. Just need to figure out where to drop will be. That, however, will just plan based off of the flight plan. So I'll grab our flight plan again, and over to this one. Flight log, zoom down, top of drop today is going to be between Summon and Logan. Just by 6% that, but yeah, it's in the Embraer, we have to send that without any problems. Cool. So I'm sitting on the right side just behind the wings, so this is basically what I'm going to have this trip in real life. I mean, I've been on a couple of Embraer aircraft in the past. I've been on a lot of British Airlines, Alitalia, and I've been on Logan Air Embraer 135-145. So yeah, in terms of Embraer 190s, I've been on Alitalia and LOT. Both those airlines really, really good. Great legroom, great interior, great cabin, comfortable seats. I like my Embraers a lot, so as a passenger. As a pilot, maybe not, but yeah, this is an airplane I've never had any problems with. They are very, very nice to fly. And even the engines, the old CFMs, they're small CFM engines that pretty much look like just Boeing 737 engines with the flat base, just squashed down. They're quite cute actually. But as it stands, rapid cruise, aircraft's flying well, progress is good. I'm going to speak for about 30 seconds to fill up my water bottle, and then I'll come back and then start looking at the approach configuration into, well, I've already got the approach set up, that's all ready to go. Very hassle chip from FMS mode back to GPS mode when it comes to the ILS. Apart from that, we should be okay for the rest of the flight. So as I can tell, these do nothing Nope, not a thing. Well, that's a problem for me later. I'll see you guys in a bit. Hello again. Right, how are we doing? Stop at cruise, top of descent in about 20 minutes. Flight progression pretty good so far. We're now flying overhead Brussels, Belgium. Train as well, so I check a little bit. Yeah, don't go on to what I talked about in the last Embraer flight with the JetBlue. The reason I still play with X-Men 11, so it's X-Men 12, a big part of that comes down to the fact that as much as I want to kind of, I want to sit down and try X-Men 12. Like, don't get me wrong, I want to sit down and play it, try it until it's all like. There's also a demo for that. But just based on kind of the wider comments from the community, I'm like, it really is hit or miss at the moment. A lot of people are causing frame rate issues, causing issues with the just general issues of the sim. And the ground texture's not looking great, and the scenery not looking great. There's a few things that certainly I want to wait on to improve before I jump onto the platform, and likewise aircraft capacity as well. I don't know if the Embraer 190 and 195 and 145 are compatible yet with X-Men 12. It's certainly not X-Men 11, hence why I decided to stay on this platform a bit longer. But I'm sure in time we will have a chance to move over and actually have a look at the platform. But for now, for a couple more weeks, X-Men 11 kind of stays the standby sim, the backup sim for when I fly aircraft that aren't available on MSFS. MSFS will stay primary. I think even with X-Men 12, I don't have it changed across just yet. I mean, there's a lot going on this platform which I absolutely adore. X-Men 6 flight dynamics are absolutely fantastic, but MSFS, certainly with its scenery, which is a big part of it, does come as king, I guess. It does look absolutely gorgeous. I mean, as we make operations to London, we do move over to auto scenery, so we've got satellite textures for the ground. I don't have ORBX UK installed. That in itself is just too big, 500 gigs on my hard drive, which I just don't have space for at the moment. Apart from that, it's not looking too bad. Let me check on my cards quickly. I have it. What years this is? 2063. Perfect. I want it tonight. It's me. Ryder Railway membership cards. Again, a couple of weeks ago, for the point of this going live, but tomorrow I'm going to make a visit. I'm visiting Loco in from the Hampton Railway. I do want to check it out, so that's in my bag. Give me a chance to go see it. Right, so at this point we are now pretty much ready for our top of descents. Go a little bit over the English Channel. Like in that, the bank on this, like this thing turns like anything. Cool. What an aeroplane! What an aeroplane! What's this? Cruise that. Cruise that. Only 28. So okay. Start a shallow-ish descent. We need to hit the glide slope at city 2,000 feet. So city altitude 2,000. Set a rate of descent at minus 1,600. And vertical speed was set. Ladies and gentlemen, updates from the flight spec for you. We have just lost our descent into London City, and we'll be landing in approximately 30 minutes. The weather at City reporting now at 70 centigrade, with, for the most part, some high altitude cloud, but pretty clear closer to the ground. Making a runway 09 approach today, which means we're going to get a good view of the city on the way in today. Otherwise, we hope you enjoyed your flight with us on board today so far, and we hope we hope you enjoyed the rest of the flight. If you need to use facilities and toilets, please do so now, as we'll shortly prepare the cabin for approach and landing. Thank you. Not a delay, this should be a general message, public address, will do. Yeah, it's been a nice and short flight today, not really much for us to be worried about. Holding 1,900s, not what I wanted. Down to 1,400 for a little bit, which is now below where I want to be. So that's special 93%. Cabin looking pretty fine at the moment at the back. 2 cabin crew on board in their thing. Yeah, we should be okay for the rest of the flights. Keep on unicorns off for any message up through. Should be nice and straight in approach today for us at London City. In 30 seconds. Again, I don't know if there's something I'm doing wrong with the aeroplane, but it just doesn't seem to like holding. Like, it's climbing now. But after a little while, the speed kind of just jumps. Yeah, just again, I don't know. Either I'm doing something wrong, or this aircraft just doesn't quite have the facility to keep a steady rate of descent. Which is a shame. I can play the trim and the yoke, trying to make it stable. It does require a bit of playing around to do so. In fact, it's 20,000. We've never even descended at all, haven't we? Okay, we descended by about 5,000, and then so the aircraft decided to kind of level itself off and do whatever that was. Increase the rate to that was Not 4,000, cool. Calm down, aeroplane. Maybe 1,600 for now. And even the throttles, it doesn't quite manage it to keep a steady speed. It goes up and down, trying to adjust itself for something it doesn't really need to do. I need to spend more time on this aeroplane to properly figure out every aspect of it. I'm sure part of it is user error, that I don't quite know what I'm doing, but certainly need to kind of sit down, learn, tame the aeroplane, potentially stream more often as well. If you guys are interested in the Embraer, of course. But it's something I need to really, I need to focus on. I really need to focus on it. Everything's configured for the approach. So in this case, really getting it to the ground and into land. So far, so good, however. Back again, should be here to stay, just when the aircraft's started doing its thing again. I'm going to hope it's speed now, so Mach 280 knots will do for now. And then the vertical speed, still no idea what it's trying to do. So it has dropped a little bit, but the I can only be described as very unstable flying at the moment. Cool. GeForce on that. Just keep it steady, aeroplane. That's all I ask for. Steady level flying. That's all I want. All I want. When from the left. Just go on the right. Well, the has come up a little bit. There is a haze coming towards London side, but it shouldn't cause any problems for us. As our approach is steady in, should be okay. So at this point, we are now entering the star into City. I need to increase our descent rate a little bit. This should be about 10,000 at this point. 2,000 should do it. So our right's looking up towards South Ends now. Correction, that's Claxton on Sea. South End, a little further south of it. South End is Whoops, there. Well, there's South End. Let the airplane figure out what it's doing first before we head back into view. Passing 10,000. Yeah, there's Southend. Southend Airport. North, there you go, Southend Airport, there's one runway. Here we go again, aeroplane. Set the trim as well. Whoops. I don't know. I really don't know. This airplane's a death trap. Was it really this unstable when I did the not per chance flight? I can't remember. I really can't. Here we go again. Well, the engine's mode to stay idle. Should be okay. Alright, seatbelt signs on. Probably should turn them on a bit earlier, the whole aircraft nonsense, but we'll keep at it. About 15 minutes from landing now. So I drop down to about 1,400 now. Slow approaching 10,000, reduce speeds to 250 knots. There's one other aircraft also on the Manchester City from Jersey, Beach 58, which is behind them. We're a Warsaw rifle into Heathrow, not British Airlines. Been on that flight actually, the 258. That was my trip into Belgrade, went via Warsaw. Cabin crew, 10 minutes to landing, 10 minutes. There we go again. Again, it just sets the vertical speed to minus 3,000 feet per minute. I don't ask for that. It just does that. Come on, aeroplane. Come on. And that's on. Just fly how I need you to, aeroplane. Don't nosedive. Don't change rate of descent. Just keep it steady. It's all I ask from you. Do I even trust the ILS now to bring it down the glide step? I really don't know. Give it a go, I guess. This is low-key terrifying. I don't know what's going to do to me now. Keep it steady, Aaron. Keep it steady. Whoops, here we go again. City Airport is in sight now. Runway 09 will be coming in from the other side. Right, localizers are now they've connected to city, so we've got localizer in action. Okay, so I think we have got a nav source we can also toggle as well if required. Give that a go later for the ALS localizer. With a very close side of this aeroplane. Seems to have a knack for randomly descending at a super high descent rate without my real want to do so. Oof. Here we go again. What's causing that? The weather's calm. We're reporting winds of 12. It's 12 knot headwinds, and that's steady. This is where the fun part of flying comes in. Well, there we go again. A little drop. We're gonna have about 1,000 per minute now. This is terrifying. But a city approach in itself is always a bit more, I wouldn't say stressful, there's a lot more you have to get yourself mentally going for because of the steep approach it has. When an airplane's doing this to you, it doesn't make it any easier. It really doesn't. I mean, so I'm going to read back in chat later on just to see what you guys say in the comments, but please tell me if I'm doing something wrong, just tell me because I'd love to know. I don't think I'm doing anything particularly wrong, but for some reason this aircraft's like, nope, we're going to nosy dive you into the ground like there's no tomorrow. Speed's also increased, well above where it needs to be. Well, it's actually 10 rates now 2,040 feet per minute. I said 1,000. We go again. I genuinely don't know what I've done wrong. I genuinely don't think I've done anything wrong. The aircraft is decided. Look, look. There we go again. What's causing that? Aircraft's going to start climbing now. I don't want it to climb. Keep it on the lead-in glide path. Bear with me 2 seconds. Was it 3,000 to be at for city? That is Navigraph. 2,000. So vertical speed descent rates of very shallow, minus 500. Way too low. Where I need to be right now. We just 220 knots. Well below where we need to be. But that had very little input from my part. I parallel to TF1 in a second. We have got the ORBX scenery in place. There you go, there's the airport. We have got ORBX City installed. Actually got some scenery at the very other end. That's one. Right. Landing weight estimated to be at 41.874. Right. BRF131. Which means a landing of 126. That's position 5. We're on flaps 1 right now. I'm so glad that Embraer is in real life and not this juddery of the controls. Make them impossible to fly. Like, like I say, this aircraft ain't my number one most, like I said, I don't know everything about Embraer aircraft, I don't know everything off by heart or kind of with any real confidence, but surely it can't be me causing all these problems. It could be. That's why I want you guys in chat to tell me like if I'm doing something wrong, and if I am, educate me, teach me, help me learn the ways of the Embraer. So I'd love to know this airplane, but I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, or if for some reason just the aircraft, because aircraft again, great developer, I love what they do, but for some reason, something not quite right with me in this airplane at the moment. Well, I'm glad this is the end of America. I can finally land, breathe, relax. And then I'm off to Dublin in like 2-3 days anyway, so it is what it is. We'll round time coming very shortly. Not too long now to get ourselves onto the localizer. Yeah, this one's on the right hand side. This is the fun view of London. Coming into London City from 09. Coming from 27, fair enough, we get to see London from either side. You could be a South End, I guess. So the picture to where a mate of mine lives there. But nah, this is the approach I want in real life. If I can get this, I'll be really, really happy. There's the big concrete block, and there's the shards. If I had ORBX London installed, that would look really, really good. But again, just for the sake of frame rates and hard just drive size. Hard size just to pull out on this occasion. Alright, middle round turn, reduce 200 knots. Let's reduce 185 now. That's 2. Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing. See, Westminster Abbey has been transformed into a cathedral. Yeah, this freight train on the on that Waterloo. Yeah, this ain't no MSFS, I'm afraid. They've got a small cathedral at the very least. One landmark in the city. Just the one. Be reduced to go to minimum 131 now. 131. Don't know why we're descending any further. Should be holding at 2,000 aeroplane. 2,000 feet. When did I set 2,000 feet per minute? Why would I set 2,000 feet per minute? Boy. Get it down. Localizer. It again. Okay, approach mode, reset approach mode. Probably just fly this in by hand by this point. Only because I trust this airplane is absolutely dropped. Happy's on sight. We are descending. That's quite open active. Right, let's do this. Can't stress out any further. 1,000. Auto throttle off. Flipping heck. Autopilot deactivate. My aeroplane. Oh, this aircraft's all over the place. Trim's gone down. If you can't tell, this ain't fun. These buildings not there in real life. Reverse is set. Gee, that was a bone cruncher. Oh. 6 knots reverses idle. Oh my word, I need a second to breathe. The trim just shot forward.
Gentlemen, welcome to
I lost the trim.
The local time is 11:40 a.m. and it's currently about 17 degrees Celsius.
What just happened?
Your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is
Oh my word. That was not fun. I'm sorry. That was not fun. And that soft text light set. APU. Where's the APU switch? APU's over here somewhere. Start. Flaps up. I just need a second to breathe. Sorry. The closer we got to city, the more things just went wrong. The aircraft I'd set, I did not set 2,000 feet per minute on the vertical speed, but for some reason it just decided on its own, let's descend 2,000 feet per minute towards the flipping ground at this airport. Oh my word! And then the trim, I did set its autopilot, and then the trim just went full forward, so I had to. We'll watch a replay of that landing from a passenger perspective. It was a heavy landing, minus 700 something. For me, it's a miracle I got flipping on the ground in the first place. That was not good. That was not good. And again, I don't know if I've done something wrong, or if that's just the aircraft doesn't quite know what it's doing. Again, X-Craft, they're a great developer. I've never had a problem with these aircraft before. But for some reason, this flight just went... The more you flew, the more went wrong. That was... Oh my word. We're on the runway now, so we permitted to taxi at 40 knots. That was a bone cruncher. We're done about 7 minutes ahead of schedule at the very least, now I'm 3 minutes of flight time. Calm down, Drawyah. You're on the ground now, you're safe. I can imagine in real life this flight was absolutely smooth, but for some reason on this occasion... Yeah! I can't hit this, that's hard not to make a bang. But, yeah, that was... quite something. Pick a stand, sit the air off the gates, and then we'll never talk of this moment again. Oh, and the scenery's messed up. Great. Okay, it's not too bad, they messed up, just the station bit is. We're apart between the Lufthansa and the... Oh, how's that livery? Is that Luxair? That's Luxair. Apart between Luxair and Lufthansa. Get something to stand. Could have gone a little bit further back to stand, but that will have to do. Parking brake set. AP generator on. AP should be active, which it is. Engines. Stop. Text lights off. Strobes off. Beacons come off. Yeah, could have been a little bit on the parking there, but I'm not gonna make too much of a fuss about that. We made it! Oh boy, we made it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to London City Airport. Local time right now is approximately 45 minutes past 11 with the temperature outside at 18 centigrade. Thank you for choosing British Airways Cityflyer. We hope you have a safe forward journey, and we hope to see you again in the very near future. Cabin crew, did time doors across check please. Thank you very much for flying with us today. Go to cabin, seatbelts off, seatbelts off.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seat.
Right, aircraft hopefully now at this embarkation. Go to SAM, main window, sets the arrival, parking, stairs. There you go, that should now move into place.
We remind you that this is a non-parking zone.
We're never doing that again, that's for sure. I genuinely don't know what. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know, and that's what confuses me. Because I love to know what I've done, and no matter what I can think of, on this occasion, nothing adds up. Oh my gosh! I'm so glad we made it. Right, so we have got a repaired landing. So we'll have to look at that from the passenger perspective if we really want to. That one screenshot for the Volanta. Aircraft stand should do. Right, F9, menu, and the flight reports. Yeah, extreme flight conditions. Oh gosh, yeah, okay, not great. V8733, Embraer 190 from Frankfurt City, 1 hour flight time exactly, plan departure, that's done recording. 18 passengers, satisfied at 84%, landing rate of 800, box for 1 hour 16 minutes. Yeah, I can only say sorry guys, that was not the way I wanted to do things, but the more it flew, just the less of a hold I had in this aeroplane. It was really odd. It wasn't this bad on the first flight, JetBlue. For some reason this occasion it was like, yeah, let's just throw everything at him. Right, menu, fast track the deboarding, get rid of all the ground vehicles.
Hello Captain, loading has been finished. Have a great flight.
And let's go through the replays, shall we? Short doors actually closed, which they are perfect. Right. Passenger perspective, short final. This is the view I've got on landing. So for some reason, you see, the nose just dips and bobs. So the nose dips, and I have to get a hold of it just before it drops. The winds weren't too bad. There's a 4-knot tailwind. Nothing for this airport. Nothing for this aeroplane. Quite close to the cable car there. You'll actually got quite a fright with that one. It's just a fight. A fight to keep this thing steady in the approach. Cool. 3 bounces. Let's have a look from the left hand side as well. I'm sure they've got a great view of that as well. On the left hand side. Cool. Right, landing that's not my best. I won't die for a second. That was not my best landing ever, but just everything that could have gone wrong. Look, tower view. Oh, that looks even worse from external. Oh my word! I mean, the Embraer 145, not Embraer, the BAE 146. That's quite a handle to control in this airport because that one has no reverse thrust or anything really to help you on the slowdown. But for some reason, this whole approach just went wrong. Well, it is what it is. So, yeah, I guess that brings us to the end of our trip to America. Quite the finale that was, I must say. Probably back in tomorrow with an actual live stream, as opposed to just another set of premieres. I'll try and get back into live streaming, of course. But until then, I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry, actually, I'm gonna. Again, I've recorded a whole bunch of premieres. This has been fun. I've never been to America before. That was the first time I went. Whole new trip, whole new adventure. A load of flights go on, so it's been quite something to do. I've not only had to sit here to record all these videos, I didn't have to go on the flights themselves. So my journey time as such is double that of what I've already done so far. But yeah, it's been quite the adventure. It has been quite a lot of funness. So hopefully I have an opportunity in future to try and do something similar, kind of more non-distance flights, premieres to go alongside of it. It can be fun to do. Recording certainly, if I can find out what I'm going to talk about, certainly feel time with that. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. But no, it's been a lot of fun. This aircraft has certainly been a lot of fun. Thank you, X-Craft Embraer 195 for X-Men 11. And to be fair, again, even if aircraft you're watching this, get in touch. Have I done something wrong so crucially that caused all this? I'd love to hear from you guys. I really would. Because again, Embraers aren't my top aircraft. They're not my number one. Like, yep, I can fly this without any problems. I do spend more time kind of practicing and learning them. I don't think it was quite that bad, if you know what I mean, to get this out of it. But you live and you learn. There's a heavy landing, but we have survived as such. So, that's the end of that. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did. Do subscribe if it's ready. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon. Hopefully, an actual live stream now. I'm back in the UK, on the ground home. Welcome home, Drawyah. Welcome home. Bye-bye.